Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here. As always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Um, got my morning video out. The Cowboys are back on the practice field, be it late today. We're talking about 6 o'clock Central. That's 7 o'clock my time. And literally, when they get off the practice field, we'll be doing our live stream. So maybe we'll see if the NFL Network is keeping up with practice. Not a game, not a game now. We're talking about practice and bring you any details. Dak is actually back practicing today on a limited basis, which is definitely good news. We'll see if we see guys like Tristan Hill come off of the pup list. Originally, they had said that, D-Law, Amari Cooper, and Tristan Hill, once they got back to Dallas, is when they were looking at a time frame for them to return. But as I was sitting here and finishing uploading my morning video, I saw a tweet by Greg Rosenthal. Now, I don't know that there's been anybody else on the team under as much fire besides Dak Prescott, of course. Dak Prescott's got all of his haters and things. But anybody who's definitely been under more scrutiny than Jaylon Smith. And the thing is, um, I love Jaylon Smith. Jaylon Smith, the story in seeing him destroy his knee in college to basically falling to the Cowboys with whether or not he would ever even be able to play again, seeing him turn around and actually playing at an elite level is an incredible story. But the reality is football is a game of, like Janet Jackson would say, what have you done for me lately? And what you've done in the past, you get no passes, unfortunately. And when we looked at Jaylon Smith, some people will say, hey, Jaylon Smith had more tackles than anybody else, which is true. But the reality is the linebacker has to be a stud. He has to be the guy who rallies a troop. He is the field general out there. He is the guy that leads by example. A few years back when Demario Davis was leaving the Jets, I looked and said, that's the kind of guy that you want as a leadership role who not only can play, spends every bit of his time focusing in on how he can become a better player. He leads by example, but he also can fire up the troops. And when he tackles somebody, they go down. He doesn't hang on for dear life and gets carried down the field a couple of minutes. If it's fourth down and somebody's going for it, you can believe that he's going to deliver the blow. He is going to have perfect technique. He's going to get his head past the body, cup him with the shoulders, and take them down. And that, my friends, in lies the problem with Jaylon Smith. We get lots of tackles, but a lot of them are, we're grabbing on the legs and we're holding on for dear life. Jaylon Smith has become a liability in pass coverage. When he has to cover a back coming out the backfield, the angles are off and it's just not good. And you end up having big plays that are made on him. Again, I don't want to bury Jaylon Smith. I want to see Jaylon Smith be an all-pro. But because of the contract that he signed, because the Cowboys went in and they bring in Keanu O'Neal, who is now playing, outside linebacker, weak side linebacker and things, because they draft a Micah Parsons in the first round, because they end up getting a Jabril Cox in there as well, and you start looking at this and saying that the room is crowded. So herein lies the thing. We're watching preseason. So again, some of the same things we saw last year against the Cardinals, where that back comes out the field, it's just gone. And that's part of the reason why you get a Keanu O'Neal who's a safety and you start putting him as weak side linebacker to help take care of the pass coverage. So Greg Rosenthal ended up tweeting this morning. Now again, I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do because the Cowboys, the die is cast. Once they ended up not cutting him before the end of March, his salary is fully guaranteed. So Greg Rosenthal tweeted this and said, wonder if the Cowboys will pay part of Jaylon Smith's salary in a trade that is more like a release due to $7.2 million and maybe the fourth in line at linebacker. Again, this is not me saying this. This is what Greg Rosenthal is actually putting out there. And, of course, when people start tweeting things like this and start talking about this, then we know there's a real problem that we must look at. And when you think about everything is relative in football. you can't only look at today, but you also have to be concerned with what's going on down the road. Now, the salary cap is going to go up to ceiling is going to be 208 million next year from the 183 it is. That's a big jump. But because we have all these big contracts, the Amari Coopers, the Jaylon Smiths, the Dak Prescotts, which will escalate from 22 to 32 next year, the D Laws, the Tyron Smiths, the Zach Martins, we will still be about $20 million over the cap. Now, if you end up releasing him now or trade him now, you're going to still pay that $7.2 million in salary. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's guaranteed. But that means you're done with that. You don't have to worry about it next year. If he stays on the roster, then you're going to have him again next year with the same issues where if you have to keep him. And I'm not recommending that we cut him at all because, again, you're not saving anything at this moment. What you have to figure out is how can we use what he does well and use it in spots. Yes, it's a lot of money in comparison to Keanu Neal, who's only making $2 million. $7.2 million, which is guaranteed, is a lot of money when you talk about a guy who might be your fourth linebacker. And this is a problem that you have. You know, sometimes players will play because they have the big contract. And you say, we're paying that guy a whole lot of money, so we got to play him. But in my world, or at least the way I look at it, just because I spent a whole bunch of money for a tool, if it doesn't do the job, if I've got one over here that actually works better and it costs less, I'm going to use the one that gets the job done easier. I just wasted that money over there. Okay, I wasted it. There's no point in trying to try and do something with something that costs a whole bunch of money that's not doing the job. Get the damn job done with whatever works. And this is the mentality that you have to have. Yeah, we aren't the first team to ever make a mistake on a contract. Hence, see the Washington football team and all their free agent signings. You remember guys like Albert Hainsworth? And you know it's bad when a guy literally says in his Hall of Fame induction speech, "Thank you, Dan Snyder, for letting me steal money because I didn't earn a dime of it." Yeah, Jason Taylor literally said that. So we'll see what transpires, but we've got the first cuts coming tomorrow. Jaylon Smith's not going to be that one. It's not. But as we get down the road and things and starting to look at this and to see how some of these other guys step up, we know Micah Parsons ain't going anywhere. Jabril Cox is looking really good. Keanu Neal's in there and things. So if you're Jaylon Smith, the pressure is now on you to perform and change the narrative from what people are talking. This is not a good thing at all. So that's where we are with Jaylon Smith. Again, we got a game against the Texans. And Jaylon Smith can play, but the change in defensive coordinators 3 years in a row, I think it definitely hurt him some. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. See you tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern, for our live stream. We'll recap our fantasy football draft, and if you're still interested in joining one of our leagues, we had League 1 draft on Saturday. We got League 2 next Saturday, and then League 3 the following one. And I think it might end up being a fourth league in there, too, because we've had a lot of people that are interested in it. And don't worry, you got a chance because I'm in there. I don't know jack about fantasy football, so you can always kick my butt. As always, I hope you guys are having a great Monday and keep the faith. I believe in the Dallas Cowboys. Peace out.